Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to show you some of my favorite customs. Everybody's always flooding my DMs and sending me messages, B-Rad, please send us some of your customs that you've made on your shorts. Show us a closer look. No, seriously, no one's ever messaged me, but I'm still going to show you here anyway. We have some of my favorite hand-painted customs representing my own unique creations here for a theme that I'm going with. So one of my favorite movies from back in the day is Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis, where they have a group of Navy SEALs that engage in a search and rescue. And of course, if you're a child of the 90s or you grew up with 80s action films, you are well aware of one of the most universally recognized camouflage patterns on Earth. And that, of course, is the Woodland Camo M81. That's right, commonly referred to as God's Plaid because it's universally recognized. Here we go, the Frank Castle head sculpt on the M81 Woodland Camo body with his Woodland Camo holster and secondary painted throughout front and back. Get that nice pattern. We have the flesh tone in the neck peg because, of course, this buck is the Action Force Valaverse Series 1 Green Trooper, which originally came with the green neck peg. We're going to set him aside, and moving on, we have this fellow right here. As you're also going to notice, this is a head sculpt from Valaverse's 2-pack, the White Dragon. If you don't have it, I would encourage you to pick it up. The head sculpt is beautiful, and it goes great here on these creations, fits right in. One of the things I'm going for in all of this little unit of my Navy SEALs is to give them that high fade, almost a mohawk. So you're going to see that pattern throughout these figures. Here we have the complete Woodland Camo vest and the drop leg pouch with the Woodland M81 all throughout the back. A nice little pattern, hand painted. You've recognized him from the MCU. We have Jeremy Renner. He's been Hawkeye, he's been in the Hurt Locker, and now he's here in my video too. So we got him in a unique pattern with the original olive drab front of the vest and the Woodland M81 pouches, and we gave him a little bit of that M81 Woodland Camo in the back of the vest as well. Check out that pattern. You see that nice high fading faux hawk looking good and fitting right into our little squad. And this is another recognizable face that you're sure to recognize from G.I. Joe. This is our version of Doc. You can tell because he's got those cool green tinted glasses. He's sporting one of those M81 head covers right there on the helmet. We've given him the same treatment, except he's keeping a nice tan secondary with the Red Cross there because he's our medic. We've given him a pouch in the back to get extra medical supplies, and he's got that pattern in the back of his vest so he can blend in well with the rest of his team. Speaking of the rest of his team, you might recognize this face from G.I. Joe. A little quick head swap. We have the Flint head sculpt with the M81 vest and outfit. Check that out. We'll give him a spin. I know there's a lot of repetition here throughout as we're building up our teams, but we're going to give you a different look right here with this fella. Let's grab this guy right here. So now we're going to get a more armored look. He's our heavy hitter. He's got a different secondary with the high collar to protect him. We kept the Valaverse insignia on the back, but you can take a look. He's got the drop leg pouch and the Woodland M81. This is a bit of high gloss mixed in with matte. We didn't want to go full high gloss because it was too shiny. It didn't look right, but we had to add a little bit of the matte because too much of the matte gave it an ashy look or a very, very washed out look, and we didn't want that either. So we're going to set him down, and we're going to move now to a different combination of patterns. We have this fellow right here who's sporting the M81 bottom, but he's all party in the top. That's right. We got some camouflage going up here that's from the desert with the tricolor, or commonly referred to as coffee stain pattern. This is my own take on it, of course, but it's throughout the top of his body and the torso and arms. He's also sporting the M81 camo in the vest where he carries his ammunition for this nice custom painted heavy machine gun here with the Woodland Camo approach. So he's a blending in of both worlds. So we're going to slide right in to the full camo for the desert in the tricolor camo pattern or coffee pattern with another familiar face from Toy Tubers and from Valaverse. That's right, it's Tony from Analog Toys, the desert rat himself in his desert camo. You got that nice tricolor vest, that coffee stain top and bottom, but of course the torso is left in a single solitary color, which is very common in modern BDUs. Take a look at that. He's got the Woodland camo beanie on top just to break up the pattern. And we're moving now to Trigger, who is also sporting that desert camo with the sleeves rolled up. He's got his tan vest matching in nicely with his hat and the rest of his body. Take a look at that. It's going to go great with your tan Vanguard if that's what you picked up. I got me a tan and a stealth gray. They're looking good. Now when we're talking about the desert camo, we're going to move into a different version here, the 6 color, or the commonly referred to nicknamed chocolate chip pattern, which is not as common as the coffee stain pattern, and if I understand correctly, is something that was not as widely administered, but usually reserved for higher ranking officials. So we put it here on this fella who's one of our high ranking officials, one of our leadership roles. You can tell because he's got his sleeves rolled up. He's got the M81 Woodland camo on top, and he's got the 6 colored chocolate chip desert pattern on bottom. A very intricate pattern, of course, harder to do, more time staking. And he's got his custom pouches there and a custom tan for the holster and pouch. The M81 pattern, of course, getting its name because it was widely distributed into use in 1981. So here you go. These are some of our favorite patterns, favorite customs. I hope that you've enjoyed them as we get a closer look than what we have on the shorts. But leave your comments down below and let me know which one you prefer. Would you prefer the M81 Woodland camo, the 6 color chocolate chip, the more complicated pattern, or the coffee stain tricolor? Which one would you roll with? Which one would you prefer? And leave a comment down below as to what custom you'd like to see next. If you're interested in making some of your own, I would recommend picking up the Marvel Legends Black Panther head sculpt from the MCU wave. Great for customization. And that Jeremy Renner, you can pick him up in that 2-pack with Black Widow. Very great head sculpt, lots of other options in there, but I would get it just for that head sculpt alone so that you can make your own custom figures. So join me next time as we'll take a closer look at some of the other things.